How do you surround yourself with those types of people? Like, where do you make those connections?
I use Upwork religiously. I'm under the impression that there's nothing that you can't learn 60% of in 24 hours. I use Upwork in one of two ways. One is that you can find very niche subject matter experts in a specific thing. Like if you want to learn how to run like large scale Google PPC campaigns, you can. If you want to learn like any giant engineering thing, like you can, and you just bill them anywhere from 50 to a couple $100 an hour. And you can very quickly learn and get to 60% understanding of a topic very quickly.
So you just pay them to teach you, basically?
Yeah, yeah. I think I looked at my Upwork account. I think we've spent over $1 million just personally, just on Upwork and just constantly churning through these things and growing.
$1 million education. That's brilliant, actually.
I've never heard of anyone using Upwork that way before, which is so fascinating to me, because it's like Upwork and these other platforms are like used daily in the spaces that we work in. You know so much about them. We hire talent there sometimes too, and it's like I've never once heard someone say what you just said.
No.
Yeah,
and like actually on the surface it seems like a really obvious and great idea.
Okay, let's say you need to do something very complex, right? You can either pay an agency to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
learn
expensive.
nothing. Yeah.
You learn nothing, exactly, right? You could either do it yourself, which obviously doesn't scale in the long term, but you should always understand something 60% of the way there, because if you don't, like you're essentially just burning money, right? And so you might as well burn money on yourself to learn that education. Because essentially, the way to describe it is running a startup is basically you're optimizing for frequency of failure. The faster that you can do the wrong thing, the quicker you actually get to the right answer. And so essentially, like Upwork helps accelerate that 10x, 100x.
Can you remember what the last thing was that you like commissioned someone on Upwork to help you with?
Yeah, there was a very specific like engineering integration that I did, and like there's probably only maybe like a few hundred people in the world that know how to do this specific integration, and found like hired all four of them to do the thing. Immediately you start to understand the differences, and then you settle on the one that you work with, and then obviously the project is wrapping up. But again, you can get from 0 to like 60% within 24 hours.
Wow.
Imagine telling someone building a business like 50 years ago that the access to information that we have available to us.
If you scroll through my Upwork, it's this fascinating like history log of all these things, of just all these interests. Like I remember I learned like AutoCAD in one day from a guy in New York. I learned I built like my entire Philippines back office, just like you did. Just this fascinating history of like all these just various interests and directions. And to be clear, 60 to 70% of them just go nowhere, right? But at least you're figuring that out in a day or 2 days.
So that's why you commission 3 or 4 people to do the same job, and then you pick the one that you like the most.
You're optimizing for frequency of failure as quickly as possible.
Optimizing for Man, I feel like I'm learning so much at the moment.
Yeah. You've got some great sayings.
Good
too.
nuggets, yeah. Hey, if you enjoy that clip, you're going to love the full episode of Winning Friends. Check it out in the link below.